It's February. You know what else starts with an F? Facts. So here's a February fact for you. We're all gonna die one day. So what better month than the month that signifies love to many and a horrible, terrible, painful loss to others than to talk about the most painful loss imaginable, death. What do you think you're gonna be thinking about right before you die?
Damn, nigga, how did I get myself here?
Yeah, how did I get myself here? It wasn't through doing some stupid shit, but out of gaining a complicated curiosity for what other people thought about death through a peculiar set of events that occurred in my life. Sad story time. At first, I wanted to know what COD players thought happened after you died for my last video on religion. That brought up this conversation. Would you want to go in a painful way that you could remember or in your sleep?
I would only want to die violently, like so I can know if you know when people say like you barely feel it, you just die. I want to know. Like if I get hit by a train, do I feel it or do I just die?
Hey, honestly, I question that a lot because my best friend died in a car accident, so I always, just think about that. Like, did he feel anything?
Yeah,
he got killed by a
really
driver.
I was in a really bad wreck whenever I was 19, and I really wished I died in it, to be honest, because it was really painful.
That's deep.
Yeah, that is super deep. How do you feel now though?
19? Damn, how old is everybody in here?
Oh, I feel better now.
The topic was sincere and I was able to empathize with the context. About a week after this, I ended up losing someone in a car accident. This caused a lot of suffering, and that empathy I had for the stranger in my COD lobby turned into understanding. I was literally miserable. This pain put a dark pit of curiosity in my stomach that led me to wander Call of Duty lobbies asking,
what do you think happens? What do you think happens when you die?
Which led to this billion IQ, carefully calculated response.
You go to your mom's house.
And this majestic ass retort.
What I think, here's what I would think. We don't talk about Bruno, no.
Why not?
No.
Amazing. Take notes. Just dodge questions through music. And people began to get a little more serious on the matter.
What do you think happens when we die, Wolf?
You fucking die and you go to your fucking grave, bro. That's what happens in real life.
But seriousness led this guy to answering questions about our souls being trapped in trees.
What if you get buried underneath a tree? Do you think your soul gets trapped in the tree?
Yeah. No. I don't think your soul gets trapped in a tree. I think your soul gets trapped in hell, bro.
Which led into some guys saying,
try feed your dog some edibles, dude. Your dog will get fucked up.
Having taken my first step into the figurative cave of death, I was transported into a world where conversation flowed like Sanic's Chaos Emeralds, chaotically. The topic of death was an uncomfortable, disorganized mess that my mind wanted to entangle. I wasn't really sure I was going to calm these negative emotions of curiosity that had formed, besides finding the perfect question with the perfect answer to somehow make myself feel better about death. So I took the best route imaginable, and I channeled death's anarchic energy by becoming a chaotic mess myself while asking people if they were afraid of dying.
1, 2, 3 to the 4. Okay, you ready? Are you afraid of dying?
This took a little twist of a turn right away.
I love death. Death is probably a fine ass nigga under the mask. Real shit.
Oh, you're right. Like the actual Grim Reaper?
Yeah, that nigga's probably fine as hell.
Probably 100% spot on. This was the first time I ever thought about death being a sexy ass otherworldly being. Didn't really answer anything I had to say, but spot on. Still thinking that people answering whether or not they were afraid of dying would somehow fill the empty pit in my stomach. I asked the same question again. Are you guys afraid of dying? Does death scare you?
Nah. Just afraid of never coming in again.
Question to ask, to be honest.
Then never ask that question again, because I don't want to be put on no government list or have school shootery vibes. All of this freaking stress made me backtrack in confidence. It caused even more stress in finding the answers that my curiosity desired. So I began asking smaller questions about death.
What would your very last words be, though, before you died?
Finally. My last words would be...
I'm a fucking dumbass.
Mr. Cash, what would your last words be before you died?
I love you.
The responses filled my soul, and soon after got me wondering how people wanted to die. Do you know? I don't know.
If you could choose any way to die, how would you die?
Fucking your mom.
my ass.
Oh, those are some pretty good ways.
I feel like I'm just getting some nasty ass head, right? And then someone just shoots me, and I'm dead, just like that.
I would hope that like Kylie Kardashian would fuck the shit out of me, and then we started dating, and she got really mad because I cheated on her, and she like fucking stabbed me to death. That'd be a really noble death.
Who the fuck would have guessed that talking about death would make people so damn erotic? I would not, at all. But going from talking about people's final words to people's final fantasies didn't really help my suffering. I started to think about everything I had asked so far and couldn't put my finger on what I wanted. I'd asked what happens when you die, about fear, for people's last words, and how people thought they were gonna go, but I was still unsatisfied. Until I thought about the first thing I started the video off with, thoughts.
The very last thing you thought about, what do you think it would be? Like, do you think your memories would flash before your eyes?
I feel like when you die, I feel like you just go to sleep, man, and you don't know. He's asking me some really hardcore questions, baby, and it's really fucking me up. What do you think? What did you? Real quick, hold on, let me ask my wife this question. Her opinion matters to me. What do you think your thoughts are before you die, man?
Take care of your kids.
Who's gonna take care of your kids? That's gonna be your thoughts? What if they're grown? Oh man, them hoodlums can take care of themselves.
I don't know what
I've been
I think
like,
about.
man, dude, should I stop smoking weed or should I keep smoking weed?
Through all of the suffering of crafting this video, people's final thoughts had been right in front of me, but I passed right by them. And even further than that, I'd passed myself on what my final thoughts were gonna be before I died. Until someone came along and flipped the script on me.
We're gonna put my thing down, flipped in reverse here. What would you think about when you're about to die?
1 second. I would think I would wonder if I did enough in life. I'd probably think about all like the best memories of my life, though. You know, all of the happiest moments. I feel like I've gotten to see some cool shit. So I think about that, and then I think, oh, did I do enough? And then I'd pass, and then hopefully walk around and talk to gods for the rest of eternity.
That's cool.
Thinking for myself finally allowed me to expel the curiosity that was holed up inside me like the oxygen of a drowning man. When I finally said my piece on the last thoughts I'd have before I passed, it gave me the clarity that I longed for, the break of the sun in the fog of my dark curiosity. I found solace in the idea that the last memories that probably flowed through her mind were those of comforting, warm, cherished moments she had experienced. And I found peace in knowing that the place she woke up in was probably the place she believed in. But we think that the best way to find comfort is in the answers that come out of other people's lips. Sometimes the answers lie within our own thoughts. Losing someone sucks. This month has kind of sucked, but things always get better. Have a great day.